This is Trent. I'm going to go ahead and unbox this HTC Touch Pro 2 for you guys right now. We have an invoice from Expansis. I'm going to take the box and... Whoa. We have an outlet adapter that comes with the device, and in the flesh we have the box for the Touch Pro 2. And on the back you appear to have the listing of all the specs that are included on this particular device. Alright, the first thing I am seeing here is a leather case. It appears to be made of very good quality leather. The only drawback though is that it does not have any sort of clip to attach to my belt. The interior of the phone pouch appears to be a soft velvety material, and the clasp mechanism appears to be magnetic. Right, we appear to have a tray that slides out of the entire box. This appears to be is a screen protector for the phone, which is a very welcomed addition indeed. And then last but not least, we finally have our Touch Pro 2 device. Wow. We have a screen protector that I'm going to take off here. As I am holding this in my hand, there is no doubt that there is a lot of heft and weight to this particular device. And I think this comes from all of the solid components that are built into it. As for the outside appearance, it definitely feels and looks like an expensive high-end smartphone. From the 3.6-inch touchscreen to the chrome ring around the slider, even to the distinctive speaker grill on the back, there is a high-end, luxurious feel to this particular device. This glossiness of the front face could potentially be a hindrance in operating this phone in bright sunlight. What's great about the display is that it has a touchscreen that's flush with the entire front face of the phone. And upon tapping this touchscreen, it feels very solid and almost doesn't appear to have any sort of plastic overlay to it. So anyone who didn't know any better would definitely think that this was a capacitive touchscreen like the iPhone, even though it's resistive. Now above the touchscreen, you have your VGA resolution front-facing video camera, as well as an earpiece that is flanked by an indicator light and a light sensor. Now, you may not be able to see it too clearly, but in the upper left-hand corner of the display in the black area, there should be an oval-shaped outline that you can barely make out. This is the proximity sensor, and it basically works to turn off the display of the phone whenever it's held close to your face. Now, below the touch screen, you have what appears to be touch-sensitive controls for zooming in and out of the screen, depending on what application you happen to be in. And below the touch-sensitive controls, you have 4 tactile keys that operate for the call key, the Windows Start key, the back key, and the call end key. At the bottom you've got a microphone as well as a micro USB port for connecting headphones or a USB cord. Now it's unfortunate that there isn't a 3.5mm headset jack, but from what I understand there may be future models that may incorporate that feature. On the right side of the phone you have a second microphone as well as a stylus. The great thing about this stylus is that it also is very high-end, just like the phone that it's been pulled from. It's made mostly of metal and feels very solid and does not bend whatsoever. Very nice. Alright, at the top of the phone you've got your power button. On the left side of the phone you have controls for the volume. Even though this entire area looks like a speaker, it really isn't. If you take a closer look on either side of the camera lens, you will see the two speaker ports on either side. And we of course have the 3.2 megapixel camera lens, and right below the camera lens you have a mute button for the speakerphone, which is a perfect segue into the Straight Talk technology that HTC has implemented with this particular device. Now Straight Talk basically means that you can turn this HTC device into a portable conference room speakerphone. Now say for instance you happen to be in the middle of a voice call with either one or a conference of many people. At any time during the call you can take the device and then turn it over onto its face. At that point the device will immediately go into speakerphone mode. I did read online on a website that the built-in acoustic technology does implement the use of a woofer and a tweeter for the speakers. Now it is time to take a look at what I have been waiting to see for quite some time. Oh my God. I really have no words right now. Guys, out of all of my years of using smartphones, this QWERTY keypad appears to be exactly what I have been looking for. Even as I press into each individual key, the tactile feedback is amazing. It's perfect. And there is even an audible click with each button. There is not one cheap aspect about the feel of these buttons. As you can see from the layout, there is a sunken area on the slider itself. And from this lower basin, you can see that each key rises individually into view. In the upper left-hand corner, you also have indicator lights to show you when you have either the caps or the function lock activated. The sliding mechanism of the Touch Pro 2 does feel quite solid. There is a high-quality spring action that is employed when opening and closing the QWERTY keypad. Just like the HTC Titan 2 from a couple generations ago, the screen of the Touch Pro 2 can also tilt into a 50-degree angle to improve your viewing of the screen. Now, what I don't really like about tilting it is that it does feel like you have to put a little bit of force into it, but not much. When the slider is closed, there is a little bit of a wobble that takes place from the QWERTY keypad when you hold it in your hand. The HTC is a little bit wider than the N97. The extra width of the HTC allows for its screen to be marginally bigger at 3.6 inches in comparison to the N97's 3.5-inch screen. They almost appear to be the same in regards to depth, but I would go ahead and say that the Touch Pro 2 beats out the N97 by being a bit more bulky. And here are both devices side by side, showing off their QWERTY keypads. So with all of that being said, I will now take the liberty of using this HTC Touch Pro 2 as my main device over the next 2 weeks, after which I will then post a blog entry as well as another episode involving the review of this particular smartphone. I am hoping that the move to Windows Mobile will do me some good after what I had went through previously, but only time will tell. So wish me luck, and you guys take care and stay safe.